at the Oklahomans Video Studio for Parties Extra, which is brought to you by our sponsor, Party Galaxy. I'm Helen Ford Wallace, and with us today is Lance McDaniel, Executive Director of the deadCENTER Film Festival. Welcome, Lance.
Well, thank you very much, Helen. It's great to be here.
You're getting ready to have a lot going on.
We really are, and we're excited. It's our 15th year, and we think it's going to be our best year ever.
deadCENTER is deadCENTER, right here in the middle of it.
Right here in the middle of it, just like the Oklahoman.
Yes, right. Well, tell us exactly when it is, where it is, and what will be going on.
Fantastic. So it's our 15th anniversary, and how our festival works is we get about 1,100 films from around the world sent to us, and we pick the top 100 this year, 108 that we're playing starting June 11th through June 14th in downtown Oklahoma City. And so that'll be our home base is at the Museum of Art, and that means our headquarters there. You can register, buy passes, and that is also where we're hosting all of our free panel series. So if you've never been, we have free panel series all day where we have like the new head of Amazon Studios, Bird Running Water from Sundance. So we have a lot of fun people in town, and then we'll show 108 movies over at Museum of Art, Devon Auditorium, the Harkins. We'll have 5 screen at Harkins, and then we have 3 free outdoor movies at Myriad Gardens, and our big Saturday night one there is about Evil Knievel. So it's going to be great.
Big week. Besides all that, you have panels, you have classes, you have.
We do. We have a program called deadCENTER University where we host 55 rural high school kids to come here for free to our festival and meet with all the famous people and take classes for 2 days and see the films. And then we're doing a free program for high school teachers and a free program for festival organizers. Because our goal this year, it's been 15 years, and how do we kind of spread the joy around the state, and how do we inspire other people to start their own their own film festivals, and how do we support that? So that's our goal.
Great, that's a big goal. Well, then besides that, you have the Kids Fest. Tell us about that.
Oh, perfect. Yes. So we have free events for kids every year, and this year we partnered with the Myriad Gardens, and so we'll have an hour's worth of films at the Myriad Gardens on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. So it's next Saturday, June 13th. And so at 10 a.m. free films, and then we bring them upstairs and they play in the outdoor garden. So half of it is outdoor gardening and half of it is indoor watching movies. And then we're partnering with Cleats for Kids this year. And Cleats for Kids is run by teens, and they basically take lightly used athletic equipment and shoes and give them to people who need it. And over the 2 years that they've been going, they've distributed 12,000 shoes to local students who needed it. And so that'll be going on noon to 3 at the Myriad Gardens as well.
My gosh, you're busy.
Yes. And one thing I wanted to mention to you is we have every year we have a party the night before the festival.
Yes.
And it's our big fundraiser. And this year we were thrilled to announce that it's going to be at the American Indian Cultural Center and Museum.
How much fun is that?
It's great. And so what's fun is only part of that structure is finished. And so we will have the first part of the party in the part that's finished, and then we'll go into the part that's not finished, and we're going to decorate it like a complete backlot of a studio with movie sets and all sorts of stuff. So it's going to be a great party. And if you want tickets for that, you go to our website and just at deadcenterfilm.org/party, or it's on our homepage, and and you can still buy tickets for it, and that'll be Wednesday, June 10th from 7 to 10.
And it has a theme. It
is a costume party, and so it is a studio backlot. And about 2 years ago, we turned this party into a costume party, and it really just ramped up the excitement. So so dress as your favorite movie character or movie,
oh my gosh.
And join us next Wednesday, June 10th, from 7 to 10 at the American Indian Cultural Center.
I remember when you all started these Wednesday night parties.
Well, yes, it was at Red Prime.
Yes,
and so we were at Red Prime, and then we've been at Vast and the Boathouse and the Aloft Hotel. And our goal is to find the newest, most exciting space in town. And we certainly did that this year.
Indian Culture Center. Does it have an address?
I don't know if it has an address, but what I recommend is you take Uber, a cab, or a hired car, because there's limited parking, and if you plan on drinking, we do not want you driving.
That's the plan. Okay, other events, you have a rooftop party?
We have a rooftop party, so our opening night is at the museum, and we've been partnering with the museum for more than a decade now, and they have been one of our longest term and biggest supporters, and so so we have our opening night at the museum. We have 2 movies showing that night. One is called Best of Enemies, and it's a debate between Gore Vidal and William F. Buckley, and it is about them debating where the country needs to go, and it's during the 1968 conventions, and it's great. And I saw that at Sundance and loved it. And then one called Rolling Papers, and that is about how the Denver Post decided to name an editor of marijuana to cover the first year of legalization in Colorado. And so it's as much about the newspaper industry as it is about the legalization of marijuana, but it is a super interesting, very topical documentary. Yeah, no, it's great. And we showed one a few years ago called A Day Inside the New York Times, or A Year Inside the New York Times, and it's very similar to that. It's a great look at journalism today.
Wow, that's a good one. So Lance, do you have lots of volunteers?
We do. So we have 3 employees. That's me, Kim Haywood, and Alex Picard. And then we have 400 volunteers. And that ranges from, we have a 24-member board of directors that really helps us find all of our funding and opens us up to new corporate sponsors. And then we have an advisory committee that's year-round that runs the box office. Every single department is run by one of these volunteers year-round. And then at the festival, we have anywhere between 350 and 400 people that make it happen. And so we've kind of unofficially determined that this is going to be the year of the volunteer. And so you'll be hearing from volunteers on the screens and throughout the festival because we could not exist if it weren't for great volunteers.
Well, that is really awesome. Well, so how has deadCENTER changed through the last 5 years? Is it grown?
It has grown. So we've grown from 9,500 in 2010 to 25,000 last year. So we've grown a lot number-wise, and I think a lot of that has to do with we enjoy a lot more corporate sponsorship than we used to, and the importance of corporate partnerships are not just money, but rather when Devon, who has been one of our biggest sponsors, and we host movies there, when they partner with us, that means they're also communicating to their 3,000 to 5,000 employees in Oklahoma City about our festival, and so it opens it. So we really do view those as partnerships and not just sponsors, and that has really fueled our growth. And then the main thing that we've done different is our education program has become more formal, and we now reach 3,000 students each fall, and this last year we won the Governor's Art Award for education for the efforts. So.
And you're teaching in the state. I mean,
yes. So we go to Guyman, Miami, Durant. We go everywhere. And our goal is, if you don't have the ability to come to us, we are going to come to you. And we want to inspire the next generation of filmmakers. But we also want to help all students, whether you're interested in film or not, help all students. How do you think more creatively? And what's good about film is it's so relatable to people that are teens. And moving images are everywhere, from ATMs to phones to everything. And so they really are. It's easy for us to go in there and get them doing workshops on film. And through that, we teach them creativity and collaboration, so it's fun.
Oh my gosh, that's a big order. And they learn how to do Hollywood.
Well, exactly. And we started this deadCENTER University because we figured that there were usually 1 to 3 kids in every school that actually wanted to be filmmakers. And so we're like, okay, now that we do this general program, let's bring those film-focused people back to our festival and allow them to meet each other. So every year, 55 kids are meeting other kids from around the state that are interested in film. And so if they go to OU or OCCC or Oklahoma City University for those film programs, they will know people when they arrive. That's the goal.
So do you have a film this year?
I do not have a film this year, which is awesome because I've had 6 films in the festival, and running the festival and having a film is always a big challenge because you don't want to promote your movie more than the other 100
well, you should.
movies. So it's actually a lot easier this year because I do not.
Well, last year, what was the name of it?
It was called Light from the Dark Room, and so it's a Catholic thriller that we made here in Oklahoma, and it is now available on Amazon Instant. So it's called Light from the Dark Room. Certainly go check that out.
Oh my gosh, that is very interesting. Well, so you've got tickets. You've told us how to get tickets.
So the tickets. So at this point, you can either buy them this weekend on our website, which is deadcenterfilm.org, or you can wait till next week and go to the box office at the Museum of Art, and that'll be easy. So starting on Tuesday morning at 10, we will be at the Museum of Art all week, selling tickets and handing out those that have already been registered.
So can you get one ticket, or can you get a ticket for the whole thing?
That's a great question. So so the best way to do it is an all-access pass, and so an all-access pass gets you into all 108 movies and get you into all the parties and everything like that. And the main thing to know is our parties are pass holder only. So if you're looking for that part of it, we do sell individual tickets, and how it works is once all of our pass holders have entered the theater, we sell the remaining seats, and it's usually about 15 minutes ahead of the movie that we'll sell the seats. So if it's an Oklahoma film, a lot of times it'll be half pass holders and then a ton of ticket buyers. And then if there's someone famous in it, it usually ends up being a lot more pass holders. So I recommend that. And one thing that's great is Allied Arts is a big partner of ours, and so you can get a 2-for-1 all-access pass. So it goes from $150 to $75 each if you have an Allied Arts card, and that is all explained on our website.
Well, let's see. I have here you have animated films, you
yes,
have comedies, documentaries.
Yes. Well, so,
narratives. So what are?
Well, yeah. So last year we had a documentary called Last Days of Vietnam that got nominated for an Oscar, and that was our first time to have a movie that got nominated. But this year we have a movie called Shaun the Sheep, which is from the Wallace and Gromit creators, and they've won 4 Academy Awards. And so they called us and said, "Hey, we heard about your festival. Can we apply?" And so we're showing Shaun the Sheep. We have one called the Stanford Prison Experiment. We have basically 12 narrative features, 12 documentary features, and then the rest are short films from 1 minute to 45 minutes long. And so we have something for everybody. We have a lot more comedies this year than normal, fewer scary movies. Some years we get scary movies, but we don't have as many this year. But we do have a lot more comedies that are really fun. Documentaries, we've got one about the Black Panthers that is wonderful. We've got one called Lone Man's Land, which is about a land dispute out west of Guyman between the farmers and the ranchers out there, and then the Oklahoma State Department. So we have a lot of really fun documentaries that are interesting.
Oklahoma films?
Yes, so we have 9 of our 25 features are from Oklahoma, which is the most ever. And included in that is Brent Ryan Green, who has won awards here at our festival, has been here 6 other times, is doing a work in progress screening of his movie called The Veil, which I've seen, and it's outstanding, and it's not a finished product yet, but he wanted to kind of show where it is. And we invite, if you've been a filmmaker with us for several years, we sometimes invite you to show what you're working on, and so I think that'll be very exciting. Tim Blake Nelson, who was in the movie Oh Brother Where Art Thou, is from Tulsa, and we're giving him an award, and he's bringing a movie called Anesthesia, which stars Kristen Stewart from Twilight and Glenn Close and Sam Waterston, and he'll be here presenting that movie, and that's Anesthesia on Saturday night.
So, you do have an awards banquet.
We don't have a banquet. We have an awards show. We give an Oklahoma Film Icon Award where we basically reach out to Oklahomans that are doing great work around in a variety of ways. And we try to show the diversity of the film industry through doing that. So Tim Blake Nelson, who's an actor, director, is one of them. Then another one is Bird Running Water, who's head of all native programs for Sundance, and as a Sundance programmer. Bob Burney, who got announced yesterday as the head of Amazon's new movie studio, and he's from Oklahoma. We're giving him an award. And then a guy named Brad Beasley, who did Okie Noodling, and he's a filmmaker that has really been with us from the beginning, and I think he's one of the greatest storytellers in Oklahoma, telling really unique stories from here, and so he'll be here and getting an award. So it's a fun way to acknowledge that the film industry is a lot more than actors. There's hundreds and hundreds of jobs and careers that you can do.
And Bob Burney is teaching class?
Bob Burney is teaching class. Well, there'll be a hosted discussion with him and Jay Schenker, who's an entertainment attorney here, and they're both good friends. And so they were going to talk about him running Picture House Pictures, and now that just happened yesterday, I think we'll be talking more about Amazon and what Amazon's going to do, what Amazon is going to do.
So.
Yeah, but he is famous because he distributed The Passion of the Christ, which is the biggest film of all time. So the biggest independent film of all time.
So that's kind of cool to have him.
Yeah.
So here's your poster.
Here's our poster. I don't know if you can see that. But and I do want to say something about our poster. We enjoy really great partnerships, and one of them is with Ghost Advertising and Design, and they really changed our brand 5 years ago and have done an amazing job. And so one of the great things about running a nonprofit like ours is you find you meet people along the way that do amazing creative work, and the people at Ghost Advertising have really just helped change our brand and turned us into something very exciting and approachable.
That is just very
it's beautiful.
Good looking.
Oh, it's great.
Very, very, very.
It's great. And Dustin and Brian own that, and they do a great job.
That's very good. Well, anything else about deadCENTER?
Well, no, I just want to say that we are so grateful for how supportive the Oklahoman has been to us for years, and Nathan Poppy's been on board for years. You have been helping us for years, and the fact is, we would not have grown over the last 15 years if it weren't for the great support we enjoy from the press and media here in Oklahoma. So thank you very much for all you've done.
But you all bring a lot too.
Well, we try. We try.
Well, our best to you, Lance. What a wonderful event for Oklahoma City. You all have been dedicated to making it happen with great exposure for Oklahoma throughout the United States and abroad. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having me, Helen.
Thank you.